What's cracking, everyone? My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be doing another first impressions video for you guys, and I will be covering the newly launched Hifiman Arya Unveiled. I was very excited to be able to get this in and to check out this headphone because I own and have reviewed the Arya Organic. This is actually right now the only planar magnetic headphone I own because I still love it so very much. And so I was really excited to check out the Unveiled. Now, I do want to say really quick, shout out to Audio 46 who just sent this out to me so that I can get all of my listening time with it, get a full analysis of it, and get an eventual review out for you guys. And also, I got to say thank you to them because they also sent over this Strauss & Wagner. It is a balanced 4.4 cable. It terminates 3.5 to the cups, and it retails in for $79.95. Now, I wouldn't talk about this cable if I didn't like it. I've already used it a little bit, and I like it. So I definitely would recommend that cable, especially at the good price I think that it's coming in at. Now, along with this, guys, you'll notice that the Unveiled is in the box. I have actually unboxed and listened to this headphone already. In order to make this kind of a proper first impressions video, I want to go through the unboxing. I want to talk about the build, the design, maybe touch on the comfort a little bit, and then I want to give you my initial sound impressions and a little bit of a quick A/B comparison between the two of what I found so far. But just note that this is not a full review by any means, shape, or form because I have a lot more time I need to spend with this headphone, and I'm currently still working on the Bokeh Open, so need to get done with that first before moving on to this. But I couldn't wait to talk about this and to get this video out. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and open this up. Well, actually, I'll take a look at the box here because as you can see, it says Arya Unveiled on there. It's got that nanotechnology, the stealth magnet system. The Unveiled is on the bottom sticker there. It talks about a little bit more on the diagram on the back of the box. Now, this is 27 ohms of impedance and has a sensitivity of 94 dB. It is very similar to the Organic. I think the Organic was 24 ohms, but don't quote me on that. It may actually be the same. The 94 dB lines up with the Organic as well. All right, so let's open this up. And the first thing I can tell you, it's a Hifiman unboxing, as in not very exciting, I gotta say. You know, when I opened it up, it felt like the Organic. Now, you are going to get your accessory case, which really just, you know, has the cables inside the box there. We're seeing there. And I'll go ahead and get them out, even though I probably will not be using this cable with this headphone. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that I've got my own cables that I can use. But yeah, I mean, it's a basic single-ended 6.3 cable. It actually doesn't have an adapter. So this is a straight 6.3 cable that we are seeing here. And trying to kind of show that off so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You know, something else is in the box here. Let's see what this is. This is actually the baggies, as I like to call them, for the veils. And interesting that, you know, they're in the box there, but that's a good place to put them. I suppose actually we'll leave those out, but we're going to put the fine cable back in here, as I like to call it. Nothing too overly impressive. Actually, let me just show you kind of what this headphone looks like in here as you look at the box. It has got the veil baggies, bags, whatever you want to call those, that are covering the headphone. Reminds me of the Sisvara Unveiled, to be honest, of how that was presented, although a much nicer box and more accessories and things that came with that as well. All right, so let's get this out. And just like I said, you see these bags that are covering the headphone, which I'm glad that they did that. All right, so got the bags off. We're gonna go ahead and just set these aside here and take a look at this headphone. Now, this is obviously with the veils on here. And as you can see, these are a textured veil. They're plastic. They're very plastic at that. And you see the Hifiman logo at the bottom there. And yeah, it looks the same on both sides because it doesn't matter what veil you put on which cup. It's going to be the same from there. Now, unveiling the headphone, and you'll see this veil here. And if you look at that on the other side, it has like that carbon fiber look to it. It's not carbon fiber. That is a sticker. And you can tell because there's some bubbles on there that this is simply just a sticker. This thing, I have weighed it. It weighs about 34 grams. It's super light. And that's what it sounds like splatting on the table. Coasters or hubcaps for your headphones, however you want to market that. It easily just attaches onto the headphone. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be taking them off. All right, so got the headphone out. I am going to go ahead and remove both veils so that we can take a look at the driver that is very exposed, as is the unveiled concept. And the first thing you're going to notice on here that is different from the Susvara is there's a lot more grip space on this headphone here. Now, I did notice this as well on the HE-1000 Unveiled that I saw at Can Jam in SoCal, that there's just more of a grip space around here. I mean, I'm happy to see that. And I think as you get down in price, that's important because these are going to be purchased a lot more, being lower in price than the bigger brothers that it has. But I have a couple of quick things to note, and I'm going to set these veils and the baggies aside here so that I can show you. Here is the Arya Organic, and here is the Arya Unveiled. And the first thing you're going to notice on the Organic, and actually I will go ahead and remove the Organic from the headphone stand for right now, which, by the way, this is included in the box of the Unveiled as well. This exquisite foam Hifiman stand. So on the Organic, the cup here, what I want to notate to you guys, this is metal. You know, the yokes, everything on here, this is metal. The adjustment is metal. You know, the strap here is just a soft material, but mostly metal on the chassis. And then it's got, of course, the veneer that you either like or don't like on the cup itself. And the window shade is metal as well. On the Unveiled, okay, this is plastic. All the way around the cup is plastic. Even this part here is plastic. Now, it's not plastic through and through, otherwise this would not magnetize. So there is metal underneath there. I'm not 100% sure if this is like a plastic cover that they put around the cup. I'm thinking that's what it is, but I'll try to dive into this further before I do the full video on this. But I can tell you right off the bat, it's glossy, it's a fingerprint magnet, and it looks cheap. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I just think it looks cheap. And Hifiman is not exactly known for being the most robust of builds and, you know, praised the most for their builds and aesthetics by some. But this one just does look cheap. Now, aesthetically, from my standpoint, for the Unveiled concept, I think the overall headphone has a aesthetic that draws me in a little bit more. It's all black. It's got that silver grill. Looks cool. But grill, sorry, that's not a grill. Driver. It looks kind of cool in my opinion. And, you know, that aesthetic is more my flavor. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm still a believer in this concept, because if you've watched my Susvara Unveiled video, you would know that I'm not a huge fan of this concept. Yeah, by the way, same adjustment system here on the headphone. And I will go ahead and put these on my head and show you that these fit just like my Organic does. The biggest thing I can tell you is that very open. Like, I don't get any kind of a feeling like I'm wearing a headphone when I'm talking to you guys right now. There is no cut on the decibel level of my voice at all. As to when I put on my Organic, yeah, I mean, it's not by much, but I can definitely tell it's a much more open concept, because I just feel naked when I'm not naked, clearly, but I just feel naked when I'm wearing the headphone compared to the Organic. I do like the cup swivel. I like that it's still got the cup tilt. Everything else is pretty much the same on this headphone as the organic. It's just the plastic on the cups that I'm just not happy about. But that's what they chose to do. That's on Hifiman. They're charging $1,300 for this headphone to cover the cup in plastic. That's a bold move, but the bolder move is the Unveiled concept. So let me stop rambling about this and tell you my quick sound impressions of this headphone so far. Okay, so I have listened to this headphone probably 2 or 3 hours, I would say top, somewhere in there. Enough that I've been able to get a solid impression of what I think of this initially. So what I can tell you is that, first of all, I did use the Strauss & Wagner cable that I've already talked about. This is, seriously, it's a nice cable. And it's got the 4.4, which I like because that gives me the option of using this portable or desktop. So I started out with desktop. I listened to this headphone with the Cayin IHA-8. Now the Cayin IHA-8 is paired up with my Holo Cyan 2 for my DAC. My Holo Cyan 2 actually hooks into my red streamer. My red streamer hooks into my Nook. That is my own little network for Roon. So pumps out some good quality music, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I can tell you, the very first track I put on this headphone, I think it was a blues track, to be honest with you, was impressive and reminded me so much of the Susvara Unveiled when I listened to that headphone, to where this already is reminding me like a baby Susvara Unveiled. It was extremely open of a sound. Let's get that out of the way first thing. And that's the same impression I got when I listened to the HE-1000 Unveiled at Can Jam. Extremely open of a sound, nice wide stage, very detailed, very technical as well from that standpoint. And the really nice thing about it, no stabby stabs in my ears. I immediately switched back to my lovely organic here and immediately picked up on brightness and things that I just did not get from this headphone. But what's really cool about it is that though this wasn't bright, it didn't lack details. They've just found a way with the Unveiled concept to cut out that piercing highs that you can get from Hifiman, at least that I get for my ears. Let's make that clear. To where I've been very impressed. Now, you got to think that's with an R2R DAC, and the IHA-8 is a pretty dang good desktop amplifier, solid state. And so I then listened, I think last night it was, on my iBasso DC Elite, again, using the 4.4 so that I could get balance. Not that that really matters. And I listened in bed for over an hour, and yeah, just constant openness of sound, detailed of sound, good technical capabilities. Couple of things I will say in my initial impressions on the flip side of things that I don't personally like. I like dynamics, I like punchiness, I like attack to my headphones, and this, to my ears, does not have the same attack as the organic. Now, the organic is not a punchy SOB, but it can give you some punch and it can give you good thump in the low end. This one has good bass response, don't get me wrong. It's got that planar bass, it's very full, it's tight, fast. It's just not as much of a slam as I want to get. So when I'm listening to certain genres of music so far, I haven't really been extremely engaged with it like I want to be, not quite as much as with the organic. But then you got to remember the compromise, I think, anyway, is that top end just being so lovely and so smooth that it's given me that kind of impression so far. So that's where I'm going to leave this, guys. I don't want to say anything more because I've got a lot more time to spend with this. I've got another headphone I'm working on. I've got more gear I want to pair this up with, because if it's like the organic, I think it's going to pair up really well with lots of different things and give me some different impressions to see what I can find out. I want to throw it on my HA-3A tube amp and just see how that is with that. But so far, initial sound impressions are very positive. Initial build and design, not very positive. Kind of like the Susvara Unveiled. I'm not super surprised by that, but I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I can because I still think this can be an excellent headphone. I just want my full time with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please do smash that like button. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in this unveiled concept. You know, if you happen to own an organic, is this something you're going to look into, or the HE-1000 unveiled? You know, who knows where Hifiman's going from here? Hard to say, but give me some time before I get my full video out. Stay tuned for that, guys. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.